I would like to call the meeting to, I would like to call the live stream available for YouTube if anybody wants to see it. Right now, we're going to have a swearing in for our newest council member, Mr. Mike Ward. Would you come on up? Accompanied by his beautiful wife, Melissa.
Yeah, if you'd put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand towards God and repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm that I am duly qualified according to the Constitution of this state to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties thereof, and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of this state and the United States. As a council member of the town of Irmo, I will equally, fairly, and impartially, to the best of my ability and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me, and I will use my best endeavors to preserve the peace and carry into effect, according to the law, the purpose for which I've been elected. So help me God. Congratulations.
Councilman, you have a presentation for him? He obviously doesn't want it. Sign up first.
You sure? I'll grab my stuff.
You just tell me when you're ready. We don't want to rush you. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, next up on our item tonight is the public hearing. That is for, there is only one item, that is A, to receive comments on Ordinance 2509 to amend Appendix A of the Irmo Municipal Ordinance, Article 6, off-street parking regulations. I have no one signed up. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this? Hearing none, seeing none, closes that. We will now go to our call to order. I will call the meeting to order. The Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Ward, would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Sure.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'd all remain standing for the prayer. Lord Father, please guide us with wisdom in our decision-making process. Please guide us in mentoring our newest council member and praying for him to make the right decisions and knowing that he will with full confidence. Allow us to guide him through the difficult natures that it can be sometimes sitting on a council. Please pray for our first responders, our military, and everyone who's involved as a citizen and constituent of the town of Irmo. In your name, we pray. Amen. Okay, next item up is the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item up, reading of the minutes from May 20th, 2025, council meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? For the note, there's a typo on this. We would note that, please. All in favor with amending the note to a 2025 from a 3, say aye.
Aye.
Next item, reading of the minutes for June 3rd, 2025, council workshop. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned and seconded, is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, report of standing. Administrative briefing. Courtney, what do you have?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The orchestra met on June 10th and went over their task areas. They appear to be on track for the event. There's a few things that they're still having to button up. As you know, with Councilman Ward's appointment, he had to step down as chairman of the commission. And once he did that, they recommended and approved Dawn Seeley to be the chairperson for the Orchestra Commission for the remainder of the year. Planning Commission did not meet in June, but they are scheduled to meet July 14th. Events Committee, they met on June 12th and held an after-action review on the skate park event, which was a huge success. And you'll see something on your agenda soon to maybe bring them back. They held a review of the Peoplepalooza event on Easter, which was another successful event in Moore Park. And they also approved holding the border event next year. They've got some dates of March 27th and 28th. Will's looking at the contract for it now, so like I said, you should see that at your next meeting. The committee continued to discuss the Christmas parade that they've got scheduled for December 6th, and they finalized preparations for the 4th of July event, which you guys have on your agenda tonight to approve the laser show for that event. Other staff notes, we're wrapping up the intersection and streetscape improvement study with Arnett Muldrow and the wayfinding, that's with the Bowman Group, and the wayfinding study and signage with Arnett Muldrow. Those should be wrapping up here in the next 30 days. Staff has completed the classification and compensation study and implemented it. It'll go online July 1st. We've already spoken to all of our employees about its implementation and the findings from the study. We're continuing to work with LCK on the new town hall project. Construction drawings were actually due today. I haven't seen them yet, but I know our project management teams have been working with the architects and engineers to get all the CDs done so that it can go out to bid here in the next probably month and a half. They are trying to pre-qualify bidders for that project before it goes out for full bid. And we are wrapping up our 24-25 fiscal year budget, and we are prepared to implement the 25-26 fiscal year budget on July 1st. And last but not least, as you know, my last day is July 3rd. Council's newly appointed Administrator Jim Crosland will start on July 7th. He is, as you see, he's in the audience tonight. He's starting to be seen around Town Hall and helping out, starting to learn some things. So we'll start training him and meeting staff in the next few weeks ahead of his official start date. And then you have some code inspector stats and police briefing as well. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Council, do we have any questions for the report? Lots of things in the works. I would say that we're probably not getting those plans today, which means they're a day late. Might be time for a penalty. Hit them early, hit them quick. All right, you got that? Okay. All right, with that, I'm going to ask Council to come down around the front, if you would, please. Okay, a little bit out of the ordinary tonight. Tonight is a sad night, but it's also a joyous night. And we would be remiss if we didn't pay our tributes to Courtney Dennis, who is leaving our employ after 23 years. 23 years in the same place. I've only been 23 years in one place, and that's with my wife. Times two almost. But the reality is, 23 years with his life given to this town in a variety of roles, from patrolman, tire changer, to patrolman, to patrol sergeant, to captain, you name it, he's done it. Chief of police. It has been the joy of my life, my political life especially, to work with Courtney every day. So Courtney, would you come on up and shake my hand, please? Our appreciation for your service. It's not much, but I'm sure we find a lot more rounds of golf for you. Okay, now we're going to, let me read the proclamation. Thank you, Gabe. We have a proclamation honoring Mr. Courtney Dennis, or as I used to call him, Chief, but I can't call him Chief anymore because that guy gets up out of his chair. Whereas it was with great admiration and heartfelt appreciation that we recognize Mr. Courtney Dennis on the occasion of his retirement as town administrator of the town of Irmo, South Carolina. And whereas Mr. Dennis began his service in the town as a volunteer police reservist, dedicating his free time while working full-time at Irmo Tire and Automotive, before being officially hired on July 1, 2002 as police patrolman. And whereas over the course of his distinguished career, Mr. Dennis rose through the ranks of the Irmo Police Department, serving in numerous capacities, including field training officer, evidence custodian, patrol corporal, patrol sergeant, sergeant over criminal investigations, and captain. Whereas on August 1st, 2020, Mr. Dennis was appointed the 32nd Chief of Police of the Irmo Police Department, bringing steady leadership and vision of the role. And whereas among his many accomplishments, Mr. Dennis finally remembers his time as a canine officer with his loyal partner Gregor as a highlight of his law enforcement career. And whereas the Irmo Town Council appointed Mr. Dennis as town administrator on August 20th, 2021, culminating a long and dedicated career of public service to the community. And whereas during his tenure as town administrator, Mr. Dennis played a pivotal role in transformative initiatives, including the successful completion of Walls Creek Park, spearheading the town's rebranding efforts, and overseeing the planning and development of the new Irmo Town Hall, projected for completion in 2026. And whereas Mr. Dennis's leadership, integrity, and unwavering dedication will be deeply missed by the mayor, council, town staff, local businesses, and citizens alike, he has been both an exemplary leader and a valued colleague. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that on this day, the town of Irmo extends its deepest gratitude and warmest congratulations to Mr. Courtney Dennis on his retirement, and honors his 23 years of outstanding and selfless service to our community. In witness hereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the official seal of the town of Irmo to be affixed this 17th day of June 2025. We are going to thank you.
Yep.
Okay, next up. It is always an honor to award to a local business the Business of the Month. Smokey Brown, come on down. This is presented to the Law Office of Smokey Brown, PC, in recognition of being the Small Business of the Month for the town of Irmo, June 2025. Congratulations, sir.
Well, I remember Courtney used to stop by my office after he started work to check in on me as a beat cop. He just goes to show you what this town needs. My folks moved to this area 50 years ago with the intent that they wanted their sons to go to the best possible schools in the state of South Carolina, Irmo. Right? In 2001, I made up my mind to start my own practice. I could have been in Lexington or downtown Columbia. I wanted to come to Irmo for the same reason for my children, but also this is a community where there's longevity, people who truly care about you, and there's a diversity also that makes me, for what I do, feel at home. I want to thank my parents, Ashley and Sarah Brown, for believing in me strongly to go out on my own and to come here. I want to thank my wife, Amy, and my two children, Courtney and Zachary. They're not here because they've given me the motivation to do what I do. Yes, we've had our ups and downs, but they've given me that support and motivation over the years. I've got a staff member, Kim Loman, with her husband, Clint. She's been with me since 2005. I couldn't do it without them. I've got some clients in here tonight, and we may disagree from time to time, but again, that's the beauty of working with people with Irmo. It says it up there, you respect others for their viewpoints. We may not always agree, but I'm there to listen to you. I want to thank them for the opportunities they provided for me, and Irmo is home. And I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for this town. I'm thankful for this community. It's done a lot for me, and this means a lot. Thank you.
This is a great part of what we do up here. The simple fact that if we can get an ex-police chief actually a little bit emotional, and a lawyer emotional, back to back in the same night, that's a pretty good thing. Yeah. So that's between two rocks and a hard place right there. So thank you, Smokey. That was a great job. We're honored to do that. And this one's going to be even more fun. Okay? This is our recognition of the employee of the quarter. And the reason I have this paper in my hand is because I didn't dare try to memorize this because my memory kind of stinks at this thing. So, here is the write-up from the boss about this employee. Let me do it. We are proud to recognize Lieutenant Grinstead as our employee of the quarter. Aside from her dynamic social media presence, her dedication, compassion, and leadership consistently go above and beyond the call of duty. Recently, she helped a distressed walk-in victim from outside our jurisdiction, providing not only support and safety, also mentorship to a junior officer. She's taken initiative in organizing outstanding warrant files, ensuring every detail in the order for officers and the jail. She's been instrumental in community service efforts, FOIA requests, and even took it upon herself to clean shared spaces. That does not surprise me. All on her day off. Whatever she's leading by example or quietly stepping in to help, Lieutenant Andrea Grinstead embodies the spirit of service that defines the Irmo Police Department. We're incredibly fortunate to have her. Lieutenant, come on down, please.
almost lied to me. He knew that Courtney had been asking me about my future with the town. I'm just kidding. Thank you.
With this, by the way, she gets a decent bonus too, so it's not all plaques and platitudes. Speeches, please.
Thank you. You got me. I was like, they're not talking about the concerts tonight. See, they got a lot of me to get me places. So, thank you. Gonna miss you, Courtney. I can remember when Courtney was just a reserve and I was an explorer and he first started. So, like, I was fortunate enough, I've been with the town of Irmo since I was 19 years old. I joined this department September 30th, 2001. And so I feel like we've always kind of been a part of it some way or another. But love working here, always have enjoyed being a part of the town of Irmo, and you still live in town, so don't get crazy.
Okay. All right, up next, we have the Water Walk Annual Report and Presentation. And Courtney, would you like to introduce our guests of honor? And
Dave's here from
okay.
Water Walk.
Good evening, Dave. Name, please, and position.
Good evening. This is Dave Craig with Material Capital Partners, project manager there. So it's been a few months from our rezone, but just as a refresher, Water Walk is a 65-acre site on Highway 6. We rezoned it to a planned development district, which includes 36 acres of single-family homes, 13 acres of commercial and retail, and 15 acres of independent living. The goal for us was to create a mixed-use, multi-generational community that emphasizes outdoor space, use of the lake, amenities, etc. Since we last saw each other, we have been just deep in feasibility, engineering, site analysis. So we've been working on a master plan. I was hoping to have that done by this meeting, but it's still gone through probably 30 to 40 revisions trying to get everything right. So this is for the entire 65 acres. It shows you where every single home will be, every amenity, all the retail we've got laid out, all the road networks. So that will be completed in the next couple of weeks here. We've also been going through architecture, as our development agreement stated. We've got a certain amount of floor plans and elevations we're working through, and that will be kind of like similar to the concept plan, will be released to the town and the public in kind of one large set. We've worked through the language on the Architectural Control Commission that will be governing this community as well. We've also finished and recorded the development agreement with Richland County, and we've been lining up our partners on the retail and independent living side. So we're hoping to make some announcements here in the near future about who those partners will be to build the independent living section. As far as site-related work, we've been having a lot of consultants visit the site. We've done boundary and topo surveys, wetlands delineations, utility capacity with both water and sewer. We are in our traffic study right now. That's been about the last 30 to 45 days we've been working through it. Bowman has finished all their traffic counts, and they've communicated with us kind of what level of services we're starting to see. So we're making some adjustments on our plan to reflect kind of what their initial thoughts are. That will be released to the town and everyone in one large draft, hopefully in the next week and a half. On environmental and geotech, we've engaged consultants to start this work on site. We've also surveyed and designed our off-site sewer route. So we have about 1.5 miles of sewer that we've got to bring from just past the Publix to our site. So that has been a lot of work with our engineers getting out there, surveying our route, working with Blue Granite on that pathway and designing it. On top of that, we've had, work through title, feasibility on our site plans, and continued discussions with DOT. All of those will shape up as we get this traffic study in about 2 weeks. As far as next steps go, I mentioned the traffic study. We will finalize this master plan and our architecture and start sending it to town for review and comment. Once we've got alignment on a master plan, we'll push everything towards civil design. And that's when our engineer will go through the whole process of getting this designed and set up for permits. So we're excited. When we do share this concept plan and all this architecture we've been working on, I think that's what everyone's looking forward to. We're excited to release it. It's not ready today, but it will be in the next couple weeks, and I think everyone will be proud of what we've been working on. That's it for today. Any questions from council that I can answer?
Thank you. Does council have any questions? Councilor Coleman?
Not at this time.
Councilor Waldman?
I'd like to ask questions relates to environmental study. Is that in the works or been done or will be done?
Yeah, it's in the works. We've engaged our consultant. They'll be out there starting in about a week.
Councilman Ward? You sure? Can I say Councilman Ward again? Okay, I know we basically, annually, this report was due. Kind of called you in a little early due to our own scheduling, so it sounds to me it was due by July. We are, so it sounds to me like the next 2 to 4 weeks we'll have some substantial deliverables to what we're looking at here and how that's working. It seems like you've made significant investments in this. So, we're really, really curious and looking forward to seeing how the map gets played out. And I know the folks in the audience are really looking forward to seeing that and understanding what exactly is going to happen and how it's going to go. In your notes here, you mentioned that you're thinking of a Q1 or early Q1 2026 groundbreaking. Is that close to, or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Off the record, of course.
That's the schedule our engineer laid out. So if it depends on the amount of iterations we go back and forth with the town. If we can land on this master plan and push it to civil engineering relatively quickly, I think we can hit that.
Okay. If for some reason you don't find that the town is responding quick enough, you will let us know, right?
Yes, it will.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I just want you to know that it's an open dialogue. You let us know if somebody's dragging. Mm-hmm. Of course, I know they're not, but we have full confidence in our staff, and they're going to do a great job.
Yeah, and that goes both ways as well. I'm happy. I know this is an annual report, but I'm happy to come back any council meeting if there's something that needs to be discussed. So
that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Appreciate you. Okay. Next up, Councilor Waldman, you have got community connections today.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Coming up this coming Thursday, June 19th, from 6 to 9 p.m., we will have the 5th annual celebration of Irmo's culture and history for Juneteenth celebration in the Moore Park at the Prisma Health Amphitheater. There will be a food drive at Macedonia Baptist Church from 4 to 6 p.m. prior to the event itself. This event is free and open to the public. Also free and open to every resident of South Carolina is admission to the Columbia Museum of Art. This free admission will run through Labor Day, And just note that the museum is closed on Mondays. Seniors, low-income seniors aged 60 and older may qualify to receive $50 worth of coupons to buy fresh fruit and vegetables from authorized farmers this summer. If you're interested in finding out more about the Senior Farmers Market Program, you can scan the QR code on this slide or contact DSS. Toucan Tuesdays are happening at the Riverbank Zoo and Garden through August 12th. If you bring 2 cans or bags or boxes of non-perishable foods, you can get a buy one, get one admission into the zoo and a buy one, get one regular size icy as well. The food donations that they're collecting will go to Harvest Hope Food Bank. Young's Chapel AME Church is sponsoring a free summer camp program. This program will be held from June 23rd through 27th from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and that it'll be located at the Midlands Tech Harbison campus. If you're interested, you can contact Young's Chapel AME Church at 803-732-5858. On Sunday, June 29th at 1:15 p.m. in Moore Park, there will be the finish line of the Great Race across the U.S. This race will start in St. Paul, Minnesota, and end here in Irmo at Moore Park. There'll be free classic cars at this rally, and there'll be food trucks as well. Again, this is on Sunday, June 29th. On Friday, July 4th, from 7 to 10 p.m., there'll be a family-friendly laser light show set to music in Moore Park at the Prisma Health Amphitheater. There will be complimentary hot dogs while supplies last, and Kona Ice will be there available for purchase. This event is being brought to you by the Town of Irmo Events Committee. SC Career Kids is holding a Safety Town summer camp from July 7th through 10th, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Union United Methodist Church. This camp is for rising 4K to second graders. The camp is $125, but scholarships are available. On July 8th, and then again on August 12th, there will be another episode of Story Time in the Parks with Mayor Danielson reading to our young students. It should be, this is at 10:30 a.m. at the Prisma Health Amphitheater. And while we're talking about reading, don't forget that the summer reading program, the theme of Color Our World, is going on now through August 1st. This reading program is for kids, teens, and adults as well. Read and earn prizes for your reading efforts. The Irmo Fire Foundation is hosting a community yard sale. They are requesting items to sell at the yard sale. The yard sale will take place on July 26th, but they're asking for drop-off of items at the North Lake Station on Lynn Creek Drive, June 21st and 22nd, June 28th and 29th, and July 12th and 13th. And again, the actual yard sale will take place on July 26th. And that concludes my community connections.
Thank you, Counselor. Next up, Roman numeral 10, presentation by citizens. This is agenda items only. You will have 3 minutes. Please speak into the microphone. Give us your name and address when you get up to speak. And again, watch the red light. It's red. We would ask you to complete your comments. This is not a discussion or a question and answer period. It's merely a point for the council to hear your thoughts as you present them to us. So, that being said, I have no one signed up to do that, to speak on these agenda items. Is there anyone in the audience who failed to sign up would like to speak? Seeing none, hearing none, we will move on to unfinished business. Item A, our only unfinished business item, second and final reading of Ordinance 2509 to amend Appendix A of the Irmo Municipal Ordinance, Article 6, off-street parking regulations. Brought to us by the Planning Commission. This ordinance updates and clarifies regulations concerning the parking of heavy-duty vehicles, RVs, boats, and trailers in residential areas, as well as regulations concerning off-street parking in residential areas. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, is there further discussion? But in lieu of the discussion, I would lean towards Doug. If you would like to tell us briefly about this for the folks who may not really know.
Sure. This ordinance clarifies a lot of the things that we've had in the code for the last few years, but haven't necessarily been enforcing properly. The first thing it does is with the heavy-duty vehicles, a number of people do have, like, actually construction equipment, semi-trucks, RVs, boats, things like that, parked in the road or parked in the front yard. If they are commercial heavy-duty vehicles or just like box trucks and above, they're just not going to be allowed in residential areas going forward. But if you have a large personal vehicle, like an F-450 or something like that, that's perfectly fine. It's more having to do with true heavy-duty vehicles like semis, trailers, and construction equipment. Same thing with the boats and RVs. They're perfectly allowed on paved surfaces going forward, so like driveways, but not on grass unless they are beside the house, behind the house, but not in the front yard. And then lastly, residential parking on the grass. If you are personal vehicles need to be on a prepared surface, which would be pavement, asphalt, gravel. If you have gravel, it need to be surrounded by like landscaping timbers or bricks, flagstones, something like that. And to ensure that the gravel doesn't come off of the yard and come into the road. And that gravel would have to be maintained through time. I think, historically, we passed an ordinance like this about 5 years ago, and a lot of the initial gravel driveways have deteriorated somewhat, and so we want to just reinforce that gravel driveways are perfectly fine, they're acceptable, but they need to be maintained. But actually parking on the grass as a regular thing and not just someone visiting for the day really needs to, you need to have a real driveway in order to park on.
Questions? Ladies? Nothing? Guys? Nothing. Hearing none, seeing none, I will ask Lisa to call the roll, please.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Thank you, everyone. We're going to move on to new business. Item A, first reading of Ordinance 2510 to update Chapter 10 of the Irmo Code of Ordinance, the Business License Ordinance in accordance with South Carolina Act 176. This is brought to us by the staff. State law requires the business license ordinance and class schedule be updated each odd-numbered year to go into effect the following year. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, before discussion, I will lean to Doug to, why don't you tell us exactly what this means so that we understand that?
Sure. When the state model ordinance was passed about 5 years ago, one of the things that was written into that ordinance is that every 2 years the class schedule needs to be updated. What that does is they constantly look at the North American Industrial Classification System codes for different businesses to determine what the rates should be for those businesses. Basically, the amount of your profit level kind of determines your tax situation. not that you make a lot of money, but you have, that your profit is higher than your cost. You have a higher margin. And so they work on that constantly through the years in order to make sure that we're treating everyone, all the businesses in South Carolina equally and fairly. All towns in South Carolina and counties that have business license pass this every 2 years, so that we're all treating everyone exactly the same in a way that has been deemed to be, fair and just for everyone.
Questions? Anything? Ladies? Gentlemen? Okay. All right, with that, I will ask Lisa to call the roll, please.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Item B, approval of contract with South Carolina Career Kids to provide the Safety Town program to 3 elementary schools in the amount of $10,500. This is brought to me by me. Oh, that's interesting. This will host Safety Town at Irmo Elementary, H.E. Corley, and Dutch Fork Elementary Schools during the next school year. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, I will open the discussion by saying there seems to be a theme, Safety Town Elementary School, my reading in the park. I don't know. I feel like I'm really bonding with the kids. And I've always said, the kids are a joy. It's you adults that are sometimes the problem. But this is one of the greatest programs. We have backed this program since day one. And we're just continuing what we've done. It's a budgeted item. And I would urge all of you to get involved and see if you can't help with this Safety Town and the career kids. So, any other discussion? Okay, with that, Lisa, will you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Next up, approval to contract with Palmetto Seal Coat to seal and stripe Gibbs Street and Lexington Avenue, plus associated projects, using funds from the Lexington County Transportation Committee, not to exceed $15,000, brought to us by the staff. Palmetto Seal Coat bid $9,000 to perform the sealing and striping. The Public Service Department will determine additional road projects that may be performed within the $15,000 awarded by the CTC. Is there a motion?
So.
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, is there discussion? Councilman?
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. I feel like we've almost had to fight to get these funds. I'm excited to see them put to good use.
Ladies? For those of you who are not familiar with CTC funds, Lexington County collects, and Courtney, stop me if I'm wrong, somewhere just short of $7 million in CTC funds. And they are required by law to distribute $275,000 of that just short of $7 million number, to distribute that money amongst the 14 municipalities within their county. So, as you can see, 275 didn't go very far. So, we've already lined this up with them, and we're at least getting something done for the 15,000. Lisa, will you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Next up, item D, approval to host an Irmo Town Limits Fall Concert in the amount of $15,000 from hospitality funds. This too is brought to you by me. This will be a one-night event, bringing the bands that were canceled in the spring due to a rainout. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having been appropriately motioned, I'll open for discussion. This is been analyzed heavily by the committee that formed Irmo Town Limits Concert Series. We had our second concert was heavily rained out. After we were all there, I introduced the act, and as soon as I introduced the act, the lightning came down. I'm not sure if there's a relationship there or not, but it was pretty frightening. So the reality is, everyone seemed, we sent out queries to the citizens and to the people who came, and everyone's excited. Everyone would love to have it, so we're going to try to make that concert up this fall, and hopefully we can minimize this $15,000 with appropriate donations and sponsorships, basically. So that's where we're at. Any other questions, comments?
As it's been stated numerous times, I just came away from the Okra Strut. And if anybody's not familiar, we had to cancel last year's Okra Strut due to the hurricane. And I cannot tell you how many phone calls, text messages, and emails I've received saying, can't you just reschedule it for next weekend, right? And the simple answer is no, we can't. So seeing something like this, where we had a rain out and we have the opportunity to reschedule it and have another fun evening, I love this idea.
Anything else?
Yeah, I'd like to add. It's not just great for the citizens and for the town, it's also great for the vendors that were there. A lot of them gave great feedback that it was beneficial, not just to be there to support the community, but good for their businesses as well.
Anybody else? All right. Lisa, will you call the roll?
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Penfield,
Yes.
Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Dr. Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Item E, approval to contract with William Jackson to perform a laser show for the 4th of July event in the amount of $5,900. This is brought by the Events Committee. This will provide for a laser show at Moore Park on July 4th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, having been appropriately motioned, we'll open for discussion. Councilman, you are on the Events Committee. Would you like to talk about this?
Yeah, this is a great event. Last year, we had hundreds of people come and eat as many hot dogs as they possibly could. I think it was a great time. It was very hot. But this year we have enhancements. I believe we will have misting fans that'll be there. I'm excited to participate in those as well. But I think that's something that mayors help collect. So thank you.
Comments? It is a fun event, but it's going to be hot.
Thanks for that.
Just in case any of you aren't really sure. Free hot dogs too, by the way. So the Events Committee working very hard on this and a lot of other events. So I'm thinking about inviting my brother-in-law for this event because he loves summer in South Carolina. So I'm sure he will not come. Okay, so with that, I will ask Lisa to call the roll.
Mr. Ward,
Yes.
Mr. Penfield,
Yes.
Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Dr. Waldman,
Yes.
Mayor Danielson.
Yes. Thank you. Item F, appointment to the Board of Zoning Appeals, brought by the staff. There's one vacancy on the Board of Zoning Appeals. The term will expire March 31st, 2029. An application was received from Cindy Reeves. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, having been appropriately motioned, discussion. Doug, can you give us a little background on Cindy, short of what we read?
Sure. She is with the Rose Oaks HOA. She was recommended by one of our current members, Clint Scoville, who's also in Rose Oaks. I spoke with her a few weeks ago. She sounds very excited. She really enjoys, doing the HOA type thing. And Planning Commission is a natural step up from that type of organization. BZA. And so I think she'll be a good fit for this.
Cindy here by any chance? Hey, Cindy, stand up. Say hello. Hello. Thank you very much for your service. We look forward to working with you. Thank you. Okay, with that, any other comments, questions? Lisa, will you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. All right, item G, appointment to the Accommodations Tax Committee. This is brought by the staff. There are 2 vacancies on the Accommodations Tax Committee. The terms will expire June 30th, 2028. An application was received from Kimberly Wynn. Will I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, having been appropriately motioned, Doug, would you speak to Kimberly, and if we have other applications that may be coming in to fill these 2 spots, and why do we have 2 vacancies?
Sure. So every 3 years, people roll off the committee, and by the terms of the Accommodations Tax Committee, there needs to be 1 member from the artistic community and 2 members from the lodging community, in addition to hospitality and at-large. And so our artistic community member rolled off recently, and so we reached out to Kim Wynn. She owns Artistic Aspirations here on Woodrow Street, right next door to us. And I spoke with her, and she was very excited to take part in this. I have also spoken with the general manager of the new Woodspring Suites on Columbiana, and she is interested in being on the committee as well. I have not yet received that application, so hopefully next month, one way or the other, we will have a member of the lodging community so that we can start putting out grant applications for the ATAX grants. And that's what the ATAX committee does. They will go through those grant applications and determine which organizations like Lake Murray Country, the Chamber of Commerce, or the Sharpview International Festival, who gets some of that money so they can help bring people to town.
And they meet once a year, correct? They have one sole job, and it is to make a recommendation to this council. This council does not necessarily have to accept that recommendation, but I believe we historically pretty much do that. So again, just information for the folks to know. Okay, with that, we have 1 to vote on, and that would be Kimberly. So Lisa, will you call the roll?
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Mr. Penfield?
Yes.
Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
Dr. Waldman?
Yes.
Mayor Danielson?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, next up is presentation by citizens. I have no one signed up to do this. This is for anything that you want to bring to the attention of the council. Again, we ask that you be civil. You get 3 minutes. Everything I've said before, I don't need to repeat it, I don't think. And we're here to listen to what you have to say. This is not a question and answer period. And since no one has signed up, I'll ask the audience if there's anybody who would like to come up and talk. Come on down. Name and address, please.
Dr. Marion Boyd Sr., 101 Lake Murray Boulevard, Irmo, South Carolina. And I just want to know why the voting precinct is not extended only to the city limits of Irmo. I've been in this town all of my life, and I can't vote on nothing that happens in the city limits of Irmo. What are y'all doing to try to extend the voting limits for people who still have an Irmo address, 29063? What are we doing to try to help people who live outside of the city limits to be able to vote? Because we have a great concern about what's going on in Irmo also. And so I think something needs to be done about extending the voter registration zoning for Irmo residents, not city limits, but town limits. Irmo city limits need to be expanded to the residents that has an Irmo address. If you don't agree with that, y'all vote on that and let us know so we can have some voice in what's happening in Irmo. It don't do no good to live in Irmo and you don't have no voice. Have a Irmo address and has no voice in the registration or what happened in Irmo. We've been here all our lives. The history of Irmo come before y'all. And y'all are not from here, visitors. Y'all are not Irmo residents. But y'all are served on our council and y'all govern what's going on in Irmo. Please give us a chance to voice our opinions and be able to vote on who represent Irmo. One time I knew we was a predominant black town. And look at what we are doing now. You're trying to destroy things that have been here forever. We got to bring up all the history of Irmo back to the residents who have been here forever. And we have residents that come in here now are not Irmo residents, but they live in the city limits. So that cut us out of the zoning and the voting for people we want to be serving as our citizen. Can you do something about that? I need something done because I serve on the African American History Society as the advisor. And we're trying to do great things in Irmo, bring Irmo back because everybody has forgot about us. We want to bring that memory back because we are part of y'all. Look what you got on council, one black female. Irmo residents. Y'all not Irmo residents, but y'all serve on our council. And we honor that privilege, but we want to have a say-so in what goes in our town. That's when we went to school, we was educated, we was learned to talk and speak clearly, and be educated, and not come up here cussing and fussing. I'm just asking
Thank you, Mr.
for a
Boyd.
chance. Thank you. Y'all think
I
about
appreciate
that.
your
Yeah?
comments.
Think about it.
Thank you, sir. Next. Yes, sir, come on up. Name and address, please.
Hello, Jerry Gallagher, 101 Muskrat Run, Irmo, South Carolina. I just want to say, first of all, thanks for providing an update and giving us, the surrounding members that are impacted by Water Walk, a heads up that there was going to be a presentation tonight. I appreciate that heads up. I recognize that that is an annual report. We all very well know there's going to be a lot of activity between now and a year from now. We would really appreciate more regular, comprehensive updates as progress is made so that we have an opportunity to see what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and what steps are going along. And so Doug and the new gentleman that'll be taking over for Courtney, you know, we appreciate your ear and we appreciate you guys reaching out to us. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. The only comment I can say about that is we will keep you all informed. Everything. I wish we had more tonight, but we will. We can control that a lot more than I can control who can get into the town to vote, but we're doing our damnedest to expand that. It may be out of my pay grade, but. Okay, any discussion items? Hearing none, seeing none. Next up is executive session. Courtney, we have no need to go into executive session, so town council will not go into that. Next up, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.